Pre-algebra students, so here's what we're going to work on. We have been talking about the distributed property, and we've been talking about collecting like terms, and as you saw in class, how easily you have to pay attention because both exist often at the same time. Take another example here where we're going to start dealing, and you've been dealing with order of operations before that. So, what we're going to talk about now is how we put all these things together and see them in different ways, like here when we have to do some substitution. So one of the things you'll see in high school math a lot are variable expressions. And remember, an expression is anything without an equal sign. So if we have an algebraic expression, something like x times y plus z, it's an algebraic expression. But I may tell you x is equal to 4, y is equal to -2, and z is equal to 8. So then what you want to be able to do is carefully replace everything in the original expression with the value that you're given. In this case, we would get something like 4 times -2 plus 8. And now we're working in the order of operations. So remember to simplify the parentheses first. And when you do that, -2 plus 8, you're going to get positive 6. Sorry about that. And now when you take 4 times 6, you're going to get 24. And there's your answer. The big mistake that kids make in this substitution process is when they don't use parentheses. So if I told you x squared divided by y plus z, and I told you x was equal to -3, y was equal to, let's say, 9, and z was equal to 1. What I see a lot of, and don't write this down in red, what I see a lot of kids doing is they say -3 squared divided by 9 plus 1. And the mistake here is what we've done here is when we need to square x and x is -3, if we don't put a parenthesis around that x value, we may get the wrong result. Because -3 squared and -3 in parentheses squared say different things. This says take -1 and multiply it by 3 squared. This says take -1 and multiply it by 3 and then square it. The difference is this ends up being -9 and this ends up being +9. So what we're supposed to get in this problem is 9 divided by 9 plus 1, which gives you 1 plus 1, which is 2. And if we had done this incorrectly without the parentheses, we may have gotten -9 divided by 9 plus 1, which is -1 plus 1, which is 0. And you may not say, oh, that's a small little mistake, but if you owe somebody $2 versus $0, I think the person's going to be upset if you make that mistake. So we got to be careful. So this entire next lesson is all about substituting in. So try this example here. AB plus CD divided by E. And I will tell you that A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, C is equal to -5, D is equal to -3, and E is equal to, let's say D is equal to -4. And we'll say E is equal to 2. So try that example. All right. So how are we going to do this problem? We're going to substitute everything in parentheses, and we're going to do this carefully. Once we get everything substituted in parentheses, we're then going to look at the order of operations. The order of operations says parentheses. There's nothing to do inside those parentheses, which is good. Then exponents. There are no exponents. Then it says multiplication and division in order left to right. All right, so that's all we have. Multiplication and division in order left to right. So we'll start here. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus, now we're going to do this. Negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. All right, then divided by 2. Now we go to the next step, and again, order of operations. Multiplication and division in order left to right. So now I get 6 plus 10. Now addition and subtraction in order left to right, and the final answer is 16. If you got 16, that's great. If you didn't, rewind the video and watch closely how I work through those again. All right, let's try a different one. Here's another example for you. So how about A times B plus CD divided by B minus AD? A is equal to 6, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3, and D is equal to negative 5. Give yourself a moment, pause the video, and try that one. All right, so in parentheses, I'm going to replace A with 6. Then, big parenthesis in the problem, I'll use a bracket. B, 2 plus CD, 3 times negative 5. All of that mess divided by 2 minus 6 times negative 5. Okay. When you have a fraction, remember to simplify the numerator and the denominator independently and then come together. Follow the order of operations. No exponents, so it's all just multiplication, division first, then addition and subtraction. So you could distribute, if you wanted, this 6, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as 6 times 2 plus negative 15. That whole mess divided by 2 minus negative 30. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. 2 minus negative 30. Now I can go ahead and simplify the bottom independently to 32, and now I'm working on the top, and I get 6 times negative 13. And 6 times negative 13, I'm reaching for a calculator to just double check, and I get negative 78 divided by 32. I always want to reduce my final fraction. I see a factor of 2 there, so I'm going to divide that by 2, and I'm going to get, let's see, 78 divided by 2. 2 goes into 7. That would be 3 times, so 39 divided by 16, and it's negative, and I'm done. All right, we will practice substitution because it combines all these wonderful skills that we've been practicing. Have a good week in pre-algebra, students. Peace.